In this Cobble Hill home, the kitchen is also used as a vantage point for archery. This is the story of Julian LaVerdiere and Erica Hohf, artists and set designers for commercials and film. They reside in an old firehouse in Cobble Hill that they've renovated and made their own, with a garden, Japanese soaking tub, and of course, an archery range. Let's go in and see what else they've done.
The decision to paint the house black has sort of a morbid origin. Because the house had belonged to Julian's mother and she had recently passed away, Victorians were famous for their etiquette around mourning. They would drape mirrors in black fabric, so we decided, well, what would be more appropriate than to paint the entire house black?
If the house is black and the shelves are black, then the only thing that you look at is that which is meant to be looked at. The bookcases themselves become a primary light source, but not because of the lights, but because the spines of the books are illuminated by the shelves. So you can read them, and we didn't want the house to be shadowy and dark. We wanted it to be filled with glowing gems.
The refectory table is the name of the table inside of a monastery where the monks would eat or read. It's a studious space. It's not necessarily a long dinner table where celebrations are had. It's a serious workspace. So that's why we designed it so very long. It's 16 feet. The kitchen always has felt like the last thing that we have paid attention to as far as the renovations go, but we really did want to have a light and airy feel to the kitchen. Having that window wall there certainly does do that.
It was as faithful a replica as we could make.
It's a set piece. It's a sign that we designed based off of what we thought the original sign may have been.
We do wear predominantly black.
I don't even think about it anymore. It's just a lifestyle.
But definitely with accents of white or gold or red if we're feeling very flamboyant. But
sometimes white if it's the dead of summer. The closet is divided into his and hers, except for the shoes, which somehow are mixed up. But we do have our own sections, yes. The Japanese prints upstairs were passed through also your side of the family.
They're silk paintings.
Silk paintings, yeah.
They are mid-19th century portraits of samurai, and they were gifts to my great-grandfather, who had been an emissary to Japan and went there in 1909.
Our pet snake, her name is Phanes, which in ancient Greece was the father of Bacchus, the sort of protagonist for the rest of the ancient Greek deities. She is a leucistic boa, which means that she lacks pigment everywhere except her eyes, so she's all white. Our snake could grow, as long as 6 feet, I think, between 4 and 6 feet. I like to come out here in the mornings to sort of do a meditative round of archery before work starts for the day. So maybe a few times a week.
This is sort of a medium distance. It's half the full length that we shot before, and it's good for our school of archery. This is our archery onsen. We designed this pergola to provide shade for our fern garden. Most of these are all shade plants, and we're also trying to be mindful of our neighbors so that there was absolute privacy in here.
I am sitting in the garden of Julian and Erica. Because they are a set designer and artists, they have thought out things like this beautiful serpentine stone floor they found at the source in Vermont. So the price of it was much better than if it had been bought at retail. Don't be afraid of having an idea that you think might be too expensive. Example this floor, but do a little research. Go to the source, and you will find some surprises.